Always a thrill to talk to our buddy Jim Barry from the Consumer Technology Association. And if we're not talking about the big show in Las Vegas, we're certainly talking about great tech ideas. And with the holiday season, we thought it'd be great to be able to get Jim on and kind of go over some of those ideas for tech. And Jim Barry is with us on the line via the telephone, the Consumer Technology Association Digital Answer Man. Jim, always great to talk to you.
Nice to be with you again, my friend.
You know, so many things this year that are different from last year. It seemed like everything was drones and smartwatches, but it seems like we have so many different options at really great affordable prices when it comes to tech this year.
Well, you're absolutely right. And, you know, the 23rd annual CTA holiday survey showed that more than two-thirds of us are going to buy tech as holiday gifts. So it's on just about everybody's gift list and wish list. And for the first time this year, a CTA did a Black Friday survey follow-up. And actually what we found is that Black Friday has kind of morphed into Black Thanksgiving week or Black Friday week, starting the Monday before and going right through Cyber Monday, which itself has kind of extended through that entire week. So we've got really a couple of weeks of real intense holiday shopping, and then, of course, it continues right up through Christmas. Again, go ahead.
Well, does it seem like many people this year are looking at the 4K, the 8K televisions? Are they thinking about buying those, or do you find, did the CTA find in its research that maybe people are looking at more items that from battery chargers to wireless headphones?
Yes. Yes. What we found, again, the top 5 on both the wish list and also on the thing that folks said they were going to purchase during Black Friday week were pretty much the same they've been for the last couple of years. Televisions, tablets, smartphones, video game consoles, and laptop computers. So, and they've been pretty much the same for the last several years, changing in order some bit, you know, right after the iPad was introduced in 2010, so like 11, 12, 13, that was number 1. It slipped down a little bit. But the other things, you mentioned accessories and so forth, always a big item. And again, tech is a big item because there's something, and when you think of accessories, you think of very inexpensive, but just about everything ranges from stocking stuffers on up to those 4K ultra-high definition TVs. So TVs, again, that's been a big family gift, really since TV started, 60 or 70 years ago. But now I've told my friends, you know this, Andy, there's really never been a better time to buy a television. The prices, even not counting the specials for Black Friday week, the prices are absolutely spectacular. You get a terrific bang for your buck.
But I think, Jim, that there's still a lot of confusion when it comes to what each television offers. I mean, I've had people that have called into the show and have asked, they said, well, 720p, 1080p, 4K, right, 8K, and then they buy a 4K and they don't know what they can watch with it.
I know. Well, here's the simple thing is we're really going to 4K UHD. That means ultra high definition. And you'll also, for your listeners, they'll also see HDR, high dynamic range. So this kind of alphabet and number soup can make people crazy. Don't worry about the 720s or the 1080s. We're moving away from that. Just about everything soon will be 4K ultra high definition, and the high dynamic range. Basically, that means we like to use ultra high def because it's not only the pixels, it's not only the 4K or however many pixels it is. It's everything else that goes into a good picture, whether it's the contrast, the brightness, all of the different things, the color saturation. So the engineers get deeply into that, but for viewers and buyers, I say just take a look at it. And the other point that you made about what is there to watch,
right?
The stuff that's being sent over the internet, like Netflix, for instance, most of their new programs, Orange is the New Black, House of Cards and stuff, are being produced in 4K for ultra-high definition. The broadcasters aren't really on board much yet, but there are now Blu-ray discs that are 4K ultra-high definition. But the good news, if you're watching broadcast TV in high definition, it upscales that. Basically, that means it polishes up the picture so it's going to be even better. And then you'll be ready certainly when the broadcasters start broadcasting in ultra-high definition.
So you get the best possible picture.
Yeah, you
Yep.
get the best possible that's available now. So TV, again, that's a big this, and that'll continue to be big as we've discussed before. Television sales go right through January now is a big month leading up to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
there'll be a lot at the holidays, and you're going to get a good price no matter when you buy. I wanted to mention one other that really interesting to me is smartphones, which have become, it's only 10 years old since the iPhone was introduced. We did have somewhat smartphones before the BlackBerry was the big hit, but that was primarily used for email as well as making phone calls. But 10 years on for the smartphone, it is not only in the top 5 of what people want as a gift, it's also one of the main instruments that people are using to buy holiday gifts. The
Right.
numbers are way up in online shopping, and particularly in online shopping using a mobile device, tablets and primarily smartphones.
And more people have these devices, but when somebody asks for a smartphone, like when my kids asked me for a smartphone for Christmas, do you realize how much they cost? I mean,
I know.
yeah.
Not only what they cost, although the prices have come down in some cases, but it's also the price of the you got to shop hard for the price of the service that you're going to get too. So
Right.
It does take a little bit of research, and programs like yours and websites that cover this stuff are where I recommend folks go to do their research before they head out to the store or online to do their actual purchasing.
Now, obviously, Jim, with some of the numbers that the Consumer Technology Association is able to look at, especially after Black Friday, maybe into Cyber Monday, you see trends. And I'm kind of wondering, are we seeing more users now buying the smartphones and the tablets versus the traditional laptop? Are we seeing that laptop model kind of moving away into a tablet?
Not entirely. Both the mobile devices, laptops, tablets, smartphones, have really stolen the march on desktops because we're so mobile. But laptops are still strong, not only on the top of the wish list, but what people are buying. And again, depends on what you're going to use it for. That's always the first question you want to ask. Back earlier this year, for instance, going back to school, people would ask me, should I get a tablet or should I get a laptop?
Right.
For schoolwork, pretty much you need a laptop. You need it for the power, the memory. You need it for the inputs and outputs, the keyboard. Now, you do have some interesting hybrids now coming along, whether it's the Surface or all the clones of the Surface from Microsoft.
Amazing stuff.
Or the ones like the Lenovo Yoga, the ones and Huawei has one also, the MateBook, that are both a tablet and a touchscreen tablet and a laptop. So you've got a lot of choices there, but mostly, so they're not going away. And for entertainment and quick information, the tablets and the smartphones are excellent as well. So the real question is, what do you want to do? What are you going to take with you? Where are you going to take it? And what type of information are you going to be accessing? Well,
Jim, I think the same question could probably be asked because, honestly, we've been playing around with a lot of the different smartphones lately, the V20, the Moto X, the Pixel, and just amazed by the quality of the picture for those that are Android, and then, of course, the iPhone 7. Mm-hmm. What about digital camera sales? Because we still see manufacturers like Sony, Casio, all coming out with, the small digital camera. Those still moving?
Oh, they are still moving. It's not like the peak 10 years ago or so when digital cameras, there's a couple of product categories. When we look back historically, this, as I said, it's 23 years on this holiday survey, and it's really funny to go look at some of the stuff from the early years when people were still asking for color TVs and CD-ROM drives and VCRs and so forth. But about 10, 15 years ago, there were a couple of items. One was digital cameras, which were at the top of the list. The other was standalone GPS devices.
Right.
And again, those really got impacted probably most by the smartphone, again, starting in 2007, and the impact has just continued to grow over the years. But the research shows pretty much 90% of snapshots, spontaneous pictures, are taken now with smartphones. But for more considered stuff, for ones that you might want to do something a little more serious, the weddings, graduations, the recitals of the kids. A lot of folks still like to have that quote-unquote real camera.
Yeah.
And you've got great choices, so sales are still strong. I don't think there'll ever be that rocket ship ride they had 10, 12 years ago, but they're still strong, and you've got plenty of terrific choices, and the prices on those are great, too.
Jim, like you said, this is a great time to buy a television. It also seems to be a great time to buy expandable memory. Like if you're using SD cards, micro SD, the whole bit, the price on that is just amazingly low.
Yeah, the memory is probably the one place that price has fallen, as size has also fallen over the years. Speaking of holiday gifts, you can get great little stocking stuffers of thumb drives and stuff with little characters on, licensed characters from your favorite characters from movies and so forth. So that makes it a terrific gift.
I already know what I want in my stocking, and that's a battery charger, because my phone lasts 2.5 hours and it's off. So
I know. Well, here's a terrific idea. And you've probably seen some of these solar chargers,
yes,
backup chargers. There's a company called Waka Waka, great name, Waka Waka, that has the portable backup charger. You just leave them out in your part of the country in particular. You never have to worry about it running out of a charge. You just leave it out in the sun for a while, and then it'll store it up, and then you can have that backup charge. And they're about the size of a cell phone. It's a nice backup to have along with you.
It's great stuff. Well, the big Consumer Technology Association show in Las Vegas coming up in January. Are there any new trends? And I know we're going to talk to you closer to the event and around the event. Any trends that you think are going to carry over, or maybe stuff that we haven't even seen this year? I'm getting a lot of emails about health stuff, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, definitely. Applications of the technology is what's really been happening the last several years, whether it's what's known as mommy tech or family tech or health and fitness. And being able to, to do the things that once you had to either go to the doctor's office or a hospital to do, you can now do at home using smartphones or tablets or other devices. You've got smart blood pressure monitors. All of these kinds of things are getting more and more prevalent, and it's become a big part at the show. The whole automobile part of the show. I think it might have been you and I some years ago joking. We went to a CES and an auto show broke out.
Exactly.
And that's become a bigger and bigger part of it. So we're going to see a lot more of the autonomous vehicles. There's going to be just a little bit of everything. Going to be another really big show.
Well, we look forward to talking to you more from the big show in Las Vegas. And, of course, afterwards, hopefully we get a chance to come up by Tucson and we'll show some stuff on television. In the meantime, Jim Berry, take care of yourself, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. Have a great holiday.